Hello, everybody. It is Bali Moms on the go again. I'm Robin, and this is my friend Sonia. And we had so much fun at dance class this week.
Oh, yeah.
Today,
And see the shirt, go to dance.
Today we are going to talk about the conscious and subconscious mind. And this came about because of one of the previous videos that we did, right, Sonia?
Yes. One of the video we did, we mentioned conscious and subconscious. And we just wanted to define it again, just to make sure that it's clearer also when we share it in different topics.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that you guys are understanding the language that we're using. We want to make sure that everybody's sort of clear on what we mean when we say that, right? Because perception is everything, and so we just want to help clear up that perception.
Yeah. So conscious and subconscious. What I like to see is like, so it's part of the brain or the mind, depends how you define it. And I like to picture it as an iceberg, where there is one part above the water, and I call it the conscious part, where you can see it's very present. So that's where you see, you hear, you're like very aware. And I like to picture so the underwater part, which is the subconscious. You know it's there, but you don't really know what is there. It's a mix of something, and they're all linked because it's part of the iceberg. So you need both of them.
Yeah, and my sort of visual is I'm a crazy person, so I see it very differently. So I feel like in our deeper mind, we have built over the years since we were kids this city. And so I call it the subconscious city. And this city has been built from experiences that we've had, from ideas that have been passed on to us. So if you think about the ideals or the values that you learned from your parents, all of those sorts of things have built these buildings, and some of those foundations are really strong, but maybe aren't serving you anymore. So if we can bring some higher awareness, conscious level mind to what's happening from our subconscious city, then we can really start to shift and make change if and when change is necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good example. So for me, it's the same, just I didn't define, but it's like something that you've been throughout the time with what you experience with your childhood or what's come from your parents or whatever experiences. And so you might not be aware of how it's been put inside or how it's been interpreted inside, because in some situation you might been exposed. Let's see that, for instance, let's have an example. So as a mom, and when you have a difficult night because one of your child wake up at night, and you feel like, it's going to be you're projecting maybe like a difficult morning because like, oh yeah, I had to wake up twice because my daughter had nightmares. Actually, it happens like this week. Like my daughter had a nightmare, and she woke up around 4, and she came in our bedroom, and then I was like, what's happening? Okay. And then sometimes she come in our bed and she fall asleep again, but sometimes she doesn't. She's kind of like full aware because, and so as a mom, you could project like, oh, it's only 4 and I have to wake up in 2 hours. Like I'm not going to sleep again. And you project it. So you could feed your subconscious and say, yes, so you're going to have a difficult morning and everything. And then it can happen.
Yeah, totally.
And then with practice and with my practice throughout the time, I know that I can trigger that. And I decided, it's like, okay, you wake up at 4, it seems like she's awake. So we're going to see when she's going to fall back to sleep. That's like, I'm going to choose that when my alarm clock is going to ring at 6, I'm going to wake up fresh. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to feel tired. And actually I tricked my subconscious because I woke up like, hey, I'm okay. I feel good. And even throughout the day, I was okay. And I was like, but I didn't sleep my whole night and I was fine. But in another scenario could have been different if I would project it that, yeah, I'm going to be so tired when I wake up. I'm going to be tired. Maybe I'm going to need to nap or these kind of things. But then you can feed the subconscious with more negative scenarios.
Yeah. And what happens too is over those years, there's so much sort of these social ideas and and behaviors that we are seeing in other people become part of our subconscious because we feel like we're supposed to act that way. And so we have to remember that we do have so much more control, because just because these cities, these buildings are built in there doesn't mean they can't be renovated or even torn down if they are causing you more harm than good. We just have to first recognize and bring awareness to the idea that if we just shift our mindset in the moment, like you just said, then we can make a change. But we have to practice, and we have to do it consistently and over time. And one of the coolest things I learned about the subconscious mind is that it has, our conscious mind actually has a 6-second delay from the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is our reactiveness. It's the way that we react to things. And so if we are reacting, we are doing so without awareness and conscious thought. So often our reactions come across negatively or cause us more issues. So there is a 6-second delay. So you've heard people say, count to 10. You've heard people say things like, that's where that comes from, is we just need to pause more. We need to take time to actually just sort of stop for a second and recognize what's happening in our internal chatter, because a lot of times that internal chatter is a huge disservice to our day or to our life. Like, we could go really deep on this one, you guys, but we're sort of surface level right now. Yeah.
So that's true. So as you say, Robin, when you pause, so you bring again more presence. So you bring more the consciousness back. It's like, okay, pause, let's go back to reality, and then not all this, whatever is happening in the subconscious, is that just go back to the consciousness, which is very key to act after when you're more present.
Yeah. And that's really hard for someone like me, because I'm a very big chatterbug, and I'm a go person. So those of you that know me are probably laughing right now, because that's like a huge understatement to say that. Like, I am on the go all the time. And so it's really crucial, if you are like that, if you are like me, it's almost even more crucial to stop yourself. You literally have to, and I tell people, physically stop, like, and
hold on,
and just wait a moment and take a breath, take a moment, notice your surroundings. There's beautiful things in front of you all day, all the time. And if we're just running all the time, then we're missing a lot.
Yeah. And I like to picture the subconscious as a never-ending recording machine that records everything that you see, you hear, and
you touch, you taste, you smell.
Yeah, and it records like every time, whether you're aware or not. And I found it very key to understand also for children, because they're exposed to so many things, and they don't have the same filter when we're adults, when we can just pause. They don't have all the tools that we have. So they kind of absorb even more. And a lot of also, like as parents, you have to be sometimes aware or mindful about what they expose. Like, if, for instance, if you have the TV on with the news, and the news tend to expose a lot of random negative scenarios about whatever is happening in the world. And I know that for my children, they could be triggered with some of the news, like, oh, why is it they've been killed, they've been like this, or this is happening, everything is bad. And it's feeding in the subconscious something like the world is going so bad. But it's not. It's just the reality is different, but just the TV is putting that way. And because they absorb, and the recording machine, the subconscious recording machine is on all the time, they're absorbing. So they're absorbing for the TV news, they're absorbing from the songs also, like all these songs about relationship where it's like, it's your fault because I have my heart broken. But it's printing in their mind. So just bringing more awareness to what they expose and what you can control, maybe having the TV news on all the time, or just one part if you're watching the news. But just be aware of the choices of what you expose your child to, because they're going to record and interpret and put it, as you say, in the village, in the city, in the subconscious, and then maybe later on when they're grown up, they're gonna interpret maybe relationship differently because they've been exposed to so many songs about heartbreaking, or I don't know, this kind of thing. So
yeah, and some parents have a different mindset on that too, and they feel like allowing them to absorb that sort of information is going to make them stronger or better. So whatever your choice is in that way, it's also just, again, like Sonia said, having some awareness that even if it doesn't feel like they can absorb, or that they are not of an age where they will understand, they still are absorbing sort of the visuals and the auditory and the smells and the taste and the touch of things. And so if all of that is occurring, helping them to understand the balance of, you know, the good, the bad, the evil, the good, you know, like all of those, the balance that the world is under, and what they can do as little tiny individuals to change their own little world that's right in front of them, regardless of what they've seen or not seen, you know, creating an environment of higher awareness with them. Yeah. Yeah, we should probably go, because we're going to talk about this, Sonia. We're going to talk about this for the whole rest of the day. So we will do another video. We will follow this video up in the future and sort of expand on these ideas, because it really is a big idea.
It is a big topic
today. Yeah. So we'll do more. I think we need to, but we would love to hear what you guys think about all of this stuff and how you might see that could affect your day-to-day life.
So like the video,
comment below,
share, and spread the love,
and subscribe on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.